Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, November 4th, 2011. There's a lot to cover. We're going to get right into the charts here. You're going to see the S&P 500 E-mini futures just trading down about 4.5 points. Yesterday, the market did have a big rally. Dow finished up over 200 points on the session. Today, the market's giving back just a little bit. You can see also whenever the futures are trading a little bit lower, that means the U.S. dollar index is trading a little bit higher. And that is the case this morning. U.S. dollar index trading higher by just 12 cents. Not really a big deal at the moment. But there are a couple things to talk about first. We're going to have the Labor Department release the non-farm payroll report in about 5 more minutes. So that will be released at 8:30. That's a market-moving event. We'll see how the market reacts to that news. I'm not sure what to expect out of the report, or do I even believe it? To be honest, I just don't. Regardless, you never know what they're going to print or what they're going to say. But either way, the report is coming out at 8:30, and traders do react off that news. So let's see if it does move the markets and see how it goes. It's probably going to be a decent report. I would think it would be okay. I'm not expecting a bad number, or I think it probably will be in line or a little bit better than expected. That's what's been coming out recently. Whether or not that's true or not remains to be seen. Each and every day we read about layoffs that are taking place in corporate America. Lowe's just laid off. A few other companies this week just laid off a few more thousand. So it's pretty interesting to see how this report will come out. But in any case, we'll expect that within the next few minutes. Couple of other things to go over quickly. The Asian markets last night were all higher. You had a pretty big move in the Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong. That was up about 600 points. The Shanghai finished up 0.8%. The Nikkei was actually up about 1.8%, and Australia was up 2.5%. The Indian Sensex was only up 0.4%. Not really a big move there. So I would not look for too much out of the Indian ADRs today. Overall, we'll see what kind of market we get today. Generally, Fridays are somewhat on the flattish side, and maybe you get a last 30-minute pop into the close of the week. So that's normally what we would look for. We'll see how this all plays out. We do have oil trading up by about 11 cents. You can take a look at the USO real quick here, and you can see the USO is basically trading flat on the session. Gold is down a little bit, so we do have a little lower price in gold. The GLD is trading at 170.58, closed at 171.72. And spot gold is down about 9 points. So not really a big deal right there. Market's pretty much on the quiet side ahead of this big job number that's expected to come out. Now, a couple of other things that you want to talk about real quick. John Corzine, the CEO, former governor of New Jersey, former U.S. senator, and former CEO of Goldman Sachs, resigned today from MF Global's board. We're going to have to see how that thing unwinds. There probably could be a lot of positions still to be unwound when it comes to MF Global. So, you got to pay attention to that news because it could affect the markets one way or the other. And if one person made a bet, the odds are that there were a lot of other companies that made the same bet. So we'll see how that goes. Right now, the aftershocks of MF Global have been very minimal, if you ask me. Okay, so we're about to get that unemployment report out any second. I'm just going to put up the ES futures. We'll see what the number is and how the market reacts. And I'll go through a few different stocks that I'm looking at. Today's list is kind of small. The last couple of days we've had a good amount of stocks to talk about in the morning. Right now we don't really have all that much here. So I'll go through just a few names and we'll see what we have. If there are any good levels, any potential trades out there. Oh, big spike up, big spike down. Let's see how it settles in. A lot of times the first move is the wrong move, but you can see the initial reaction here. Went right to that 200 and then right back up. So again, the October employment report is out. And really markets are just all over the place at the moment. US dollar is all over the place as well. October non-farm payrolls, 80,000. So 80,000 is still a terrible number, but nonetheless, the market's moving up on the news. Dollar's moving down. But October non-farm payrolls up 80,000. So That's the news this morning. You see the big reactions in the market, down and up. I'm not sure this will last here all that long, but let's see how it plays out. But in any case, futures are now trading higher by about 1 point, so they are catching a little bit of a bid. I'm not sure that holds up, but nonetheless, that is what the reaction is right now. It says October unemployment rate is 9%, so it was 9.1. It actually ticked down. How that happens, I have no idea. But nonetheless, it's pretty amazing. But the markets are rallying a little bit on this news. I wouldn't expect the market to go up that much on this. So just be a little bit careful. Keep an eye on the U.S. dollar index chart. That's going to be more important. If the dollar moves higher, the markets will move lower. That's the bottom line. Don't even need to pay attention to Europe anymore. You don't need to pay attention to any of this nonsense that gets reported across the globe. Just watch the dollar. Dollar goes up, the market comes in. The dollar falls, the market inflates and trades higher. That's the bottom line. All right, let's take a look at a few different stocks here. First one we want to talk about, I believe, is LNKD, which is LinkedIn. Let's take a look at this stock. Had earnings yesterday. They're also issuing, I believe, they're going to try to raise more money, so they're going to issue more shares. I would stay away from this name at the moment. There looks to be a fair amount of support around $75. After that, it's $70. I'd give it a little bit of time. Give it a few days here. Let it wash out. But there is some support around $75 for this name. Maybe it's $70 on a little bit of an overshoot. This is a wild trading stock. It is not for the average person. This stock is a wild mover. Very, very volatile stock. So LinkedIn trading a little bit lower today. I would not be interested in this stock until maybe $75 if the right pattern appeared, and then after that really $70. So again, they are diluting. It could sell off even further if the market sells off, so be careful with LinkedIn. Let's take a look at Bank of America. They're also going to issue shares to raise some capital. The stock yesterday closed at $6.91, trading at $6.77 at the moment. Really not a bad reaction, but they will look to raise a lot more money. So I believe Bank of America is trying to issue $2.8 billion worth of new shares. That's going to dilute the stock. Stay away from BAC. This stock's just what can you say? It's a tragic story. But nonetheless, stock's holding up pretty well today, and that's what you have to watch for. Another stock I'm looking at this morning, I don't know the name, but I did see it was just jumping off the chart, which INHX. I believe this is a biotech name. Big move. Do not touch it up here. It's just overdone, overextended. I just cannot buy this here. Maybe it's even a fade candidate at some point, but I could not initiate any capital up here at this level on this stock. So I think it was an upgrade. I'm not sure what else it was. A ton of resistance around the $11 area, and then more at $13. I'm not sure it even gets up to that level, but do not jump on this thing. This thing is overcooked. It's just a huge move. The stock never trades any volume. The average volume on this thing is 27,000 shares. Today you're trading 300,000, and it's off the charts. But do not commit capital. Anything parabolic like that needs to come back in. Let's take a look at CEDC. This is a European wine distributor, I believe, spirits. Here we have a big sell-off here. This stock is getting mauled today. There's nothing I would do here. There's no reason to pick this thing up. There's nothing I really see. This thing gets down to around maybe the 225 level or so, 250 level. You could get interested, but really nothing there. Stock is getting slaughtered today. I did see this other one. Let me take a look. SGEN, Seattle Genetics. This is also getting slaughtered today as well. There is nothing I will do on that stock either. This stock's probably going to $15. So leave this one alone. Seattle Genetics, ticker symbol SGEN. And this, I really wouldn't do anything until this thing goes down to around $15.5. That's where you could get interested for a bounce. But other than that, it's an ugly name. That's about it today. We really don't have all that much in the way of stocks today. It is a Friday, a little bit on the lighter side. Plus, earnings season is starting to wind down a little bit. But nonetheless, this is what we're looking at the moment. And take today slow. I think we're going to end up with pretty much a flat day. You have the Groupon IPO coming out this morning. Usually they're going to try to support the market for that IPO. That's a big issue. They want the market to take to it and gravitate to it. They don't want to have a sell-off on the first day. So again, I think the market's probably wind up flat today. Maybe they'll rally just a little bit towards the end of the day, but I don't see much. Normally on Fridays, traders are done by 11, 12 o'clock. So that's how the picture goes. But in any case, have a great weekend, everybody. Those of you in the chat room, we'll see you on the microphone at 9:30. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.